Shalom, and welcome back to B'nai Noach Academy, Thoughts on Life. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So today's class, I want to actually make it a little more personal. Personal and spiritual. Now, why would I get personal? Because I feel like I'm talking to family. All this time we've been doing these classes, although maybe I haven't seen your face, you can certainly see mine, but I feel like there's a connection developing here. As, first of all, the feedback that I get, the comments, the beautiful comments and questions and inquiries, and in general, I get a sense that we are connecting in the best way possible to connect, and that is through the Torah, us and God. So this is something very special to me. So I want to share something personal, like I said. Just returned, literally just a day or two ago, returned from the Holy Land, from Eretz Yisrael, from the land of Israel. I was there just for a short week to celebrate the festival of Shavuot, which is the anniversary of the giving of the Torah. And the bulk of the time I spent in Jerusalem. Of course, the festival itself, I spent in Jerusalem. And I had the privilege of experiencing something that, although I can say I've experienced in the past, but never like I experienced at this time. And I had a tremendous epiphany. And here it is. Now, to give you background for what I want to share, please take a look in the book of Samuel 2, chapter 24, I guess beginning with verse 21 till the end of the chapter. And there, basically, the story is, I'll give you the gist of it. Aravna, the king of the Yevus, in whose territory lies what we know today as Temple Mount, he offers very graciously and very willingly, he offers it up as a gift, as a national gift to King David, meaning to the Jewish people, so they can build a temple. David refuses, and he insists stubbornly to pay for the land. Whatever it is he paid, whatever the equivalent would be today in dollars, is not important. The point over here is that King David insists on paying for it. The question is why? Although we know that it's not considered virtuous to accept gifts, that is only when these gifts are for self, meaning personal glorification or for personal indulgence. But here, perhaps one can argue, David, as King David, shouldn't you be gracious to allow this man and his people the honor of contributing their land for such a great purpose? Why deprive them of it? In other words, why is it so important to you to purchase it, to pay for it? Why not allow someone else to, quote, be part of it, to be part, as we say, to be part of the mitzvah, to be part of the good deed, to be part of the observance? Furthermore, the Talmud relates that when King David, after they decided on the price, King David didn't go into the coffers of the king in order to pay for this, which, if anybody knows the history up to here, there was certainly enough funds available to take care of business. King David had fought so many wars, there was so much spoils of war, so much loot that was taken, that certainly money was no object. Yet, King David insisted that every single one of the Jewish tribes, that is the 12 tribes, have an equal part in the purchase of this land. And he divided up this sum equally into 12, and each tribe had to deliver their contribution, their equal part. Why all this? Well, the interesting thing is that when one gives a gift, the Talmud says that when one gives a gift, although, if you think about it, what is the act of gift giving? The act of giving means that the person giving the gift, it was their prerogative. They made the decision to give it. They decided to give it to you. But because they are the one who's making the decision to give it to you, even after it becomes yours, meaning once you have made the act of acquisition and you have now taken ownership of it, which means that the person cannot go back on it. Once someone gives you a gift, it becomes fully and totally yours if they've given it willingly. But still, on some level, why do you have it? In other words, why is it yours, totally yours? Because that person, whoever that person is, was either kind, benevolent, generous enough to give you the gift, to allow you to make that acquisition, to allow you to take ownership of it. Thus, they always have, at some level, albeit a very small one, but they always have a connection, a residual connection to your ownership. They're always still there in the picture. Whereas when you purchase something, why did you make that act of acquisition? What gave you right to take ownership in it? Is it that person's benevolence? Is it that person's kind-heartedness? No, it is because of your money or whatever you use to barter, your valuables, whether it's money or objects, or even time or work, but it's yours, your thing, that by you giving it to that person, to that entity, is what brought you the right to take ownership, to make the act of acquisition. Thus, the previous owner becomes totally and absolutely removed, absolutely divorced from any whatsoever connection to the ownership, to the current ownership of this thing. King David did not want this holy site to in any way, shape, or form, in any way whatsoever, to belong or to have any connection, albeit a small one, to any other entity other than the people that were chosen by God to build that holy place. In other words, it had to be purely the possession of Hashem, of God. To do so, he insisted on paying for it. And that trumped the need to be benevolent and allow somebody the honor of being part of the mitzvah, of being part of this good deed. Now, at the same time, King David was looking into the future, and he understood something. He understood that people, naturally, people are different. You can belong all to one, greater group. Look at any country. Look at even at any family, at any tribe. Generally, people subscribe to a general, so to speak, way of thinking. But we are all individuals, and we all think differently. We have different customs. We have different ways of expression, and so on. The people of Israel, God's people, were divided into 12. This didn't just happen on its own. God divided them into the 12 tribes, the tribes of God, Shiftei Ka. Thus, each tribe has its leader. Each tribe, although being part of the Jewish people, following the Torah, but each one has its own expression. Each one has its own uniqueness. And King David was afraid, if he should be the one to purchase this land, in other words, he should exclusively, as the king of Israel, but as the leader of the tribe of Judah, if he should be the one to do the actual purchase, meaning the money should come out of his pocket or his coffers, then who knows what can happen down the road? God forbid, maybe somebody from the tribe of Judah, or even from the lineage, the dynasty of the house of David, can come and say, no. The Holy Temple belongs more to us. This site was purchased by us. We have greater rights to this place. We are the owners, the rightful owners. We can allow you to use it, but you're going to be subservient to us. When it comes to serving God, when it comes to enjoying the spirituality, the holiness of the holy temple, King David didn't want that to ever happen. And therefore he left no room for that potential for that potentially ever happening. Thus, everybody became equal partners. All 12 tribes of Israel became equal partners in the purchase of this land. So standing by the Western Wall, not once, not twice, but over the course of several days, even the holiday, the actual holiday, I've seen Jews all colors, all shapes, so to speak. And I don't mean skinny or fat. I mean, wearing this kind of garb, another kind of garb, wearing this type of hat, wearing no hat, wearing this type of head covering, coming without a head covering and just picking one up there in the publicly available head coverings. Women dressed in all kinds of manners, speaking all kinds of language. Everybody is there, unified together. There is a harmonious unity that I can't describe in words. Unbelievable. Moreover, the fulfillment of the prophecy / prayer of King Solomon, who actually did build the first temple, when he said, "This shall be a house of prayer for all nations." I didn't just see Jews there. I saw people from all over the world who come to tour the site. And over again, I was watching people, and you can see the emotions, true, genuine, spiritually, emotionally outpouring their hearts. You can see it on their face. You can see it on their emotional body language, how they all connect, because this is a place that belongs to everyone. By design, King David made sure that it belongs to every single Jew, but every single Jew as being the chosen people. Chosen means chosen from the rest. So they are representative of everybody else. So this place, although it was entrusted into the caretaking of specifically the Jewish people, but it belongs to all peoples. All humanity is and will always be, all of humanity, the rightful, so to speak, owners, the rightful, I'm looking for the right word, the rightful beneficiaries of this wonderful place, the place that housed the house of God. And I would strongly encourage you, if you ever have the opportunity, go visit and see for yourself what I experienced.